Hi, today we're going to talk about basic maintenance of your Galt Electric variable frequency drive. To start with, I want to talk about the environment in which it will be located. You want it in something that is cool, clean, and dry. Cool, meaning in a range of below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's going to be installed in something that's above that range, consider derating the drive to another size. Clean, you want to keep your drive clean. If it's installed in a location like a metal shop, a wood shop, or a glass shop, be careful of where it's installed because of the particles that can be in the air can get into the drive and mess up the electrical components. Dry, environments to be careful of would be, say, like a car wash or inside of a restaurant. If it's going to be installed in these locations, consider putting it into a NEMA 4X enclosure, which is stainless steel and can help protect the drive. If you keep your drive cool, clean, and dry, there's not going to be much that you have to do after programming, and you can expect the drive to have a life of approximately 10 plus years. So we will look at a simple energized check first. Right here we have a G300 series VFD. It is a 3 horsepower, 480 volt drive. And now working with live electricity, especially 480 volt, you want to make sure to wear your personal protective equipment. Start by checking the cooling fan. For this drive, the fan is here on top. Make sure the fan is running. And it's important to keep the fan working properly so that the drive will stay cool. Then we can move on to checking the input and output voltages. For that, you will need a multimeter. To check the input voltage, take off the front cover, pop out the Cat 5 cable. Here you can see the input terminals are R, S, and T. Measure 2 terminals at a time, so R to T, R to S, and S to T. The 3 readings should be very close to each other, within 5% or less. Let's move to the output voltage. It is important to measure the output voltage while the drive is running at a fixed speed, because otherwise your readings won't be accurate. Here I have the drive turned off, but I'm going to show you how to take the readings anyway. And your readings will vary from the speed you are running at. All 3 readings should be the same or within a couple of volts apart. After the energized check, you could also perform a de-energized check. To do that, you can stop the drive and then turn off the power. Make sure you wait for the drive to discharge, and this should take around 10 minutes. You should measure the DC bus positive and negative terminals just to be sure. After the discharge, you can take off your PPE for the de-energized check. First, you can check the physical and mechanical condition of your drive, making sure there is no visible damage. Then you can pull out the fan and check the heatsink to see if there is any dust built up inside. If there is, blow compressed air inside to clean it. Inspect the power cable connections and make sure they are secure. Look for signs of heating like melting, discoloration, or burn marks, which are indications of poor connection. Then you can verify the motor leads with your multimeter. Measure in ohms modes between UW, VW, and UV. They should be balanced. Then measure your U terminal to ground, make sure there is no reading. If your drive is in a control panel, you can also check the air filters, fuses, cooling fans, and any alarm history on the drive. Now, there are a couple of extra things you can check while it's still de-energized if you have the equipment for it. If you have an infrared camera, you can do an IR scan right after the power is off to look for any hotspots. Hotspots are an indication of poor connection, and it will predict circuit board problems. With a more advanced multimeter like this one, you can also perform a diode and transistor check using the diode function. Take the positive lead, the red here, to the negative terminal and check all 3 input terminals, and they should all be the same. Then check the output terminals, all 3, and they should also all be the same. If the measurements are not consistent with each other, it indicates there might be a power structure problem. These are a couple of things that you can check. It's easy to do and it doesn't require much technical knowledge. Be safe and make sure you wear your protective equipment if you're going near any live electricity. If you run into any error codes on the Galt Electric drives, you can check out our troubleshooting video or find professional help.